Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Sevens. This one, Argentina taking on the French. Now, looking through at the starting lineup, Santiago Mari, Luciano Gonzalez, Germain Schultz, Marcos Maneta, Joaquin Palantini, Matthias Azutsuk, and Santiago Alvarez there as the last man in Los Pumas. Lineup for the French, they've got Pauline Riva, Andy Timo, Artio, also Fial, Dese, Caraba, and Jordan Sefo. Now, France, they were defeated by South Africa in their opening contest. Argentina, they were victorious over Great Britain. We've just seen the Great British side lose again up against South Africa, which does mean that that Argentina, they want to finish top of the group. They, of course, would need to get themselves a big victory here. That is kicked straight out on the full from France, so not the start to the half that they would have been after. And it does now give the chance for this Argentine side. Now, Palantini going off to the left-hand side. Azutsuk, of course, Argentina already securing the title for the points side of things. They would love to make it the double, get another championship to their name. But, of course, the winners of the Olympic Sevens in front of them here. France, nice handling from the French. Palantini tries to go to Marcos Maneta and the drop ball. And when do the Aussies play, says Noodles? They are playing in around, I think it's about an hour. 11:51 a.m. is when Australia will be taking on New Zealand. So that is not a mile away from taking place. And vamos, Argentina, says Martin, and go Argentina, says Antoinette. And there as well. But it is going to be the scrum feed now for France. They are on their own 22. Seen quite a few close games in the Sevens already throughout day number one. This is the third match, or at least the third match will be just around the corner, for both of these sides. Covering the game, says Noodles. We are indeed covering that one. But now trying to bump off the defence was Desire. Back across to the right-hand side. So I should mention Pasquet, the man who scored the first try for the French in the last match, isn't in the starting lineup this time. Arto trying to go for the pass. Azutsuk able to slap it back. Oh, that looked a little bit high, and it will be the penalty. Now going the way of France. Andy Timo, only about 10 metres from the line now. Now wide cut-out pass, finding the hands, and it will be the try out wide for Fial. Now we have got there, I just got shown that last play from GB on Rugby Bar's very doubtful decision. It did look like theoretically, I think the ball was grounded at some point. It's just they said for a start it wasn't. And then we just needed that camera angle from behind, but we only had camera angles from the wrong side, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's one of those ones easily could have gone either way. But Glover was absolutely fuming about it. Yeah, good finish from Yerim Fall. And that one has missed away to the side, making the score 5-0 in favour of France. Now, Argentina did concede first in their game up against GB to then go on to score the next 4 tries. So I don't think they'll be too concerned about how this one sits at the moment. Going to be slapped back by Argentina. Oh, Alvarez, that's a penalty. A little bit of accidental offside from Jordan Sefo. Azutsuk decides to take it quickly. Moving to the right, Santiago Mari. Schultz ends up playing halfback, goes across to Azutsuk. Now across to Marcos Moneta. Has a bit of a slip. Has had a bit of a shaky start to this contest. And it looks like there's a serious injury here for Santiago Mari. He looks like he is in a world of hurt. Now passing on the outside. Azutsuk. Palantini goes to Marcos Moneta. They are playing with 6 just for now. Oh, it is almost the equivalent of having a yellow card. Passing off there was Alvarez. Goes to Azutsuk. Timo blocks it. Knocks it back towards the line, but the Argentinians will jump on it. And I believe this will be the try. And vamos Los Pumas, says Lillian. How do the groups work? And does Group A play team in Group B? So pretty much the gist of it. But they are just saying Santiago Mari, he's going to be staying down. So a big concern for him. But yeah, pretty much the semi-finals of the men. It's top 2. 1 versus 2, so first in Pool A, first in Pool B, first in Pool B, first in Pool A, or first in Pool B, second in Pool A. and then they play each other's in the semis, and then whoever wins goes through to the final. So it's another slightly shortened competition, only the 5 matches rather than 6 like we sometimes see, but that is a fantastic kick near the touch line there. Buzz and Velez helping Santiago Mari off the field. That looks like a relatively serious injury, and that's something that you don't like to see at any stage of the year, but definitely not in the last competition. Because they were just very close to getting the off-season, bit of downtime for the players. And Vamos Los Pumas, says Noodles. That's going to be taken by Andy Timo, plays the man in the air from Azutsuk, so it will be the penalty going against him. Just getting a little bit grabby in that scenario. Now, managing to kick this ball into Dutch. We'll be about 30 metres out from the line here for the French, and Los Pumas got really some good players in their side. Says Noodles. Yeah, they are a great outfit, and when you look through at the guys who are off the bench, who are pretty much the same standard as the guys who are starting the matches, you can understand why they've been doing so well in recent history. Going to the front and nicely stolen by Argentina. Where's Antoine Dupont? He is injured at the moment, so he's not playing for Toulouse or the French Sevens. Kicked him behind Marcos Moneda, trying to win the foot race. He's done just that, picks the ball up, now able to run a little bit wonkily, and does pass it to no one. Knock on first from Argentina, then from France. Does he still play sevens? He hasn't played sevens since the Olympics. He did join it just for the Olympics. They won the gold medal, and then he left straight afterwards. But just a minute and a half remaining of the first 7-minute period. They've said overcast conditions, a little bit slippery in hand at the moment for the teams. Ready to get the ball in though for Arto. Palandini watching extremely closely. And the ball has gone, and that scrum is wheeled around, but the penalty does go the way of France again. It's going to be for offside. Well, they're saying just a bit of ill discipline creeping in from Argentina, so he retired from sevens after winning gold medal. Good for him. Says Noodles. Yeah, although he might be back for another Olympics in the future, seeing as he's still young enough to be able to do so. Nice run forward from Luciano Gonzalez. Monsieur offside as a comment there from the Pumas. They're asking for the penalties now. Marcos Moneda running down the wing, skips through one, but is dragged down by Jordan Sefo. Now Schultz plays half. Cross to Azutsuk. Well tackled by Pasquet and Riva. Alvarez now sneaks through, looks for the offload. That looked like it was close to forward, but Luciano Gonzalez does score it. And that is right at the end of the first half. He's a bloody good player. Says Noodles, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, but he just opens the game up. Says Noodles. And there's well by Luciano Gonzalez again. Manages to cross the try-scoring sheet, or cross the try-scoring line, and him and Moneta at the moment are on the race to 200. Gonzalez, I believe, is ahead by 4 now. There's still plenty of time to be able to make it up. And the Six Nations says Noodles. And there as well, that one has missed away to the side. So the score going into the second half will be 12 points to 5. I'm not sure whether or not they have still got another kick to come here. No, they don't. It is half-time and the contest, and these two countries have become rivals now. Win-loss story, says the Blues, Nate. And also we have got there as Brazil girls winning, says Stephen. So at the moment, I believe it's still 0-0 between those two sides, or at least on the Rugby Sevens website, it's sitting that way. In terms of their first games, Brazil, they beat Colombia 45 points to 12. And then I believe that might be the only game that we've actually seen from them so far. Oh, in fact, Kenya are winning 5-0 in that game. Go the Pumas, says Pedro, and Aptawaz, says Highlanders there. Yeah, still plenty of time left, though, for certain sides to be able to reshuffle where they are sitting on the overall standings. Hamish, how did he get injured? Do you know? I think it was just in the contact. When he did go down to ground, it did look like he wasn't too comfortable. So yeah, I think a little bit little bit of landing on the ground and maybe just twisting something awkwardly with an ankle. You're normally looking at it getting stuck under the breakdown or something along those lines. Second half just about to get underway for this contest, ladies and gents. And Brazil girls winning, says Louise. At the moment, they are down 5-0. But they've got time to still be able to get back into the contest, so I wouldn't be surprised if they can fight back into it. And also, he's out for the rest of the year. He could be. Like, of course, that is just speculation at the moment, but it did look like a pretty brutal one. So I would not be surprised if he's out for a little bit longer. Whistle was blown, though, by the referee, and we are back underway for the second half. That one hasn't gone the 10 metres, so we will have to go right back to where it was kicked from. We are just talking about needing to re-establish a little bit of dominance here for this Los Pumas side. They are more than capable of getting themselves another big win, just like they have throughout the other games of the season. Now, going to be now in the hands of Andy Timo. And Fal did manage to score the first try of the match for France. Was actually the only try at this stage of the comp, but they will go off to the left-hand side yet again. So, seem to be somewhere that they do quite like. Is he out for the All Black series? Oh, sorry, you're talking about Antoine Dupont. Yeah, it was in the game up against the Irish. He did actually get stuck under the breakdown. I was talking about Santiago Mari in terms of how he got injured. But yeah, Dupont was a little bit the same. And he will be out for the for the July internationals, maybe even November too, depending on the recovery. Attacking run from Arto. Brazil 7, says Kevin, so they are working back into the game. Looks like another injury here for Argentina. That is a big problem to have, trying to run straight at the injured guy. And yep, they're going to stop it now. And Dezay is not happy, but it's his own fault for running around where Marcos Maneta was injured. I think, like they've said, it's a head-on-head collision, so they have to be a little bit careful with it. And yeah, looks like he's got a black eye here, Marcos Maneta. A big shiner, and he may even have to go off for an HIA. So that would be 2 massive Argentinian players gone. Well, I didn't even know Los Pumas got injured. Yeah, so Santiago Mari went off. We're going to see the head collision here. Jordan Sefo had the ball. Oh, might have got the elbow to the eyeball for Marcos Maneta. Argentina might be Spanish speaking, but they have a bit of a Welsh speaking country. And Patagonia, we call Wadladfara, says Fleischer. I've probably absolutely butchered that pronunciation. But now, France. Like they've said, the semi-final hopes are all up for grabs. And oh, that would have hurt. 5 minutes left. Currently down by the 7 here for the French. I think that they will regret not being able to get that kick over. Vamos Pumas, says Vanessa there too. Yeah, Marcos Maneta getting quite a bit of ice to the eyeball, trying to stop the swelling, as that guy, or that eye, by the matchup against the South Africans, could be completely swelled shut. Now, charging forward again. This time it is Dezay. How will Argentina cope without 2 of their main players out there on the field? Of course, they still have some very talented guys on the field. Passed out wide, going to Fal. So down again. France on the halfway line. Pasquet, rush defence coming from the Pumas. Risky pass and a big one. Won by the Argentines now for the scrum. It's after a big shot on the midsection of Riva. Los Pumas says Spider-Man Brazil 14. It looks like maybe another injury here. Or Germain Schultz. Looks like he will get back up to his feet. And greetings from Cape Town. I am indeed up at 10 to 1 in the morning to watch this. Says Harry, the question is, will you be up at, I think it's about maybe 3:50 a.m. for their next game, Argentina versus South Africa. That's a big shot, though, from Alvarez right into the midsection of Pauline Riva. Hi from Argentina. Thank you for your transmission. Bless you. Says enjoy work and travel. And we are going to be back for Argentina's next game, like I said, happening in around 3 hours' time. And that will be the last Sevens one of day one. Then jumping into the second day about 12 hours after. In fact, probably about 15 hours after, I think it actually is. A little bit too much movement there at scrum time. Who do you want to win, Hamish? Honestly, I wouldn't mind either of these sides. At the moment, Argentina, of course, for the sake of the next game, with them playing up against South Africa, it would be quite cool if both of those sides are going into it with 1 win apiece. Or sorry, 2 wins each. I just woke up, go for a leak. I see more games are being played. Says Bruce, yep, plenty of them. Still to come. I believe we've got another 3 matches that we are covering on the channel, but there's probably still another 15 or so games happening for today. Now Gonzalez changing direction. Again, dragged down nicely by the French defence, Graziano. He has made his way onto the field. Yeah, Defo come on the blitz box. Says Harry, little kick him behind. Fraha chasing after it. Oh, rough take there from Dezay. Almost got himself in a bit of trouble. By not picking it up cleanly. Brazil girls, where do we start? Can't keep up too many. And also, yeah, Defo come on the blitz box. And do you know to turn autocorrect off? Like as in on a phone or something? I assume that there would be an option in your settings. In terms of your keyboard, maybe. And that's a penalty now to Argentina. That is a big one. 30 metres out from France's line. And the French had the ball in hand. Argentina get one against the grain. 3 penalties have been conceded by Argentina actually in this matchup. Now decided to go for the quick tap. Oh, that was a rough pass from Alvarez, but really well recovered. Now, Fraha, Palandini. He has got Luciano Gonzalez with him, and he will have the speed to break away down the wing, and that should be possibly the match winner for the Argentinians. The 21 tries now for Luciano Gonzalez throughout the 7th circuit. Now, he is slowly gaining because I believe Marcos Maneta has 25. Georgie Nasova also has around that mark. And because when I look it up, the Kiwi lads, it shows the Kiwi bads. Says Noodles. I think there is a way of changing certain words in autocorrect too so that they don't actually correct. I'm not too sure how to do it. That one's hit the post and bounced back out, which does still give France the opportunity for 2 converted tries to give them the win here. Or at least 2 converted, or 1 converted, 1 not would give them the draw, and we would go to golden point. But yeah, still 90 seconds left in this fixture. Argentina will be kicking off again. They have decided to just get at the 10 and nicely taken by France, although throwing a rough pass moves them back inside of their 22. Garcia under pressure. Steven Perez-Martin told to use it. So for Argentina, they won't mind France taking a couple extra seconds to decide what they are going to be doing with it. They've tried to hold him up, but it is called as a tackle on our field. And also, they're still here, Bruce. Snoring wasn't too loud, nice and quiet. Says Blues Nate, Andy Timo. The run forward, Perez-Martin flicks it out the back door. Once again, though, the handling of the French has been letting them down. Nice pass on the outside there, though. And this is going to be a great attacking chance. A big foot race with 40 seconds remaining. And I believe that now the France have got, or well, the French, have got a massive opportunity to somehow come back into this one. That one's converted, which now means with 25 seconds remaining, there is still time on the clock for a match winner from Le Bleu. And we have got their nose, says Noodles. But this is now the big moment. Like I mentioned, that missed kick from Argentina could end up costing them. I'm actually getting married tomorrow. So if we win, there'll be 2 reasons to be happy. Well, congratulations, Harry. Hopefully the wedding does end up going well, and also the marriage. But now, kicking this one off again. The French are still down by the 5. Nicely cleaned up by the Pumas, who are just awaiting the final whistle. Back into the pocket. And they will kick it into touch. And that is the end of the contest. Argentina win it 17 points to 12. But a little bit closer. France get themselves a bonus point, but it will not matter as the two sides going through on this side of the draw are Argentina and South Africa. Now we eagerly await to find out what will happen on the other side as well. But Argentina playing South Africa at 1:46, I believe it was, New Zealand time. Somewhere at least round there. 1:46, yep. Argentina versus South Africa. The next game that we will be back for will be the matchup taking place between New Zealand and Australia. That is at 11:50, so about 50 minutes away. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next.